understand how things are up here.
There's a really cute dog in the car ahead of me. That first sip of caffeine in the morning. Whew, damn. We are currently headed to the gym. I'm gonna do a general upper body day today. So I thought I would take you guys along with me. Do a general upper body day right now. I'm not really trying to grow too much. God, this guy's way out there. Okay, my goal right now is not really to grow upper body much. I'd really like to kind of just maintain what I have. I'm always open to a little bit more delts, but other than that, I'm not really looking to expand much in the upper body. So that was the most pitiful flex in the world. So I pretty much do like a maintenance work style upper body day, except for at least 1 or 2 shoulder exercises where we're really gonna push to failure. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Lift. I think I'm gonna take the motorcycle to this coffee shop. It's about 30 minutes south of here that I've been wanting to try. Then there was something else, but I've completely forgotten what it is. So hang around and you'll find out. Literally been sitting in my car for like 20 minutes since I got to the gym. I usually don't work out this early. Let's go get it. First things first is that I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of like a shoulder, you can't even see my face. There we go. A little bit of like a shoulder warm up because that's incredibly important for overall shoulder health and preventing injury. Ow! I got a new piercing while I was in Virginia Beach and I didn't think I had about my headphones, my AirPods, but it's not the same vibe. Thing we're gonna do are some PVC pass-throughs. These are a classic. Of course, they're gonna be a big stretch to the front delt, but the big game changer for me with these is the pec. Woo-hoo. Goodness. I don't really have a specific set or rep range in mind. We're just gonna do them for a minute until we feel a little better. And then next up is gonna be our external rotation. The remainder of the workout, I'm probably just gonna do a voiceover because it's a little busier in the gym than I expected. And to be honest, like nobody else here records. I've seen like one tripod, and I honestly feel self-conscious as hell. So we'll be blunt, we'll be transparent. It's a lot easier for me to record and do a voiceover than it is to mic up because a little less obvious what I'm doing. I can kind of hide the camera and not talk to myself. So voiceover incoming for upper body day. Quick form cue. Pretend I'm on that same bench as I was earlier. I want to talk about elbow positioning with your overhead press. I see people in the gym and their elbows are clear out here, completely lateral to the body, and they're pressing here. Really want to grow. Bring those elbows in slightly, just a little bit, and press from there. Anytime we're rowing, barbell, dumbbell, I don't care. Cues that I really love for this movement. A lot of times you see people tuck their chin and get really into their like neck and into their traps. Looks like this. Not ideal, right? If your goal is to gain muscle and improve back strength, we really want this to be all in the back. So in order to do that, we need to stay tall. We need to keep our chest nice and proud. And we need to focus on the lat. Anytime you do any movement, the big emphasis is going to be on mind-muscle connection. So it's going to be about imagining that muscles function. What we're doing with the lats is we're extending, we're engaging them, and then we're squeezing. Another common mistake I see is people are here, they're lengthened in their lats, and then they go ahead and pull. And again, that's when we see internal rotation of the shoulders, and the movement isn't as effective as it's intended to be. So a couple reps of what I'm talking about that we don't want to see here. Take a moment to reset, shoulders down, stretch the lats without rotating the shoulders forward. And then first movement, shoulder retraction, squeeze the lats. Much more effective in growing your back than just trying to push or trying to pull as much weight as possible. All right, friends, next up on the agenda is lateral raises, and I probably send more client form videos on lateral raises and lat pull downs than any other upper body movement. When you do your lateral raises, I don't care how high up your dumbbell goes. I couldn't give a shit less. What I want you to think about is your elbows. When you're thinking about elbows, you're actually engaging your shoulders more. If we think about how high can I get my dumbbells, our arms typically tend to lock out and we sink back into our traps a lot. Why am I breathing so heavy? When we think about our elbows, I like to keep slight bend in the elbow. Imagine a string attached to your elbows, pulling it up to the ceiling. That string attached here, pulling that elbow up. We also want to make sure that we're not fully lateral. I know it's called a lateral raise, but we're not fully lateral. We're actually a little bit to the side in our scapular plane, a little bit angled up in here. So we're not straight out to the side. We're not super far forward, but we're in what's called the scapular plane that your scapula moves through, just a little bit slightly in front. Tip for lat pull downs is very similar to my cue for the overhead press. First off, these are Versa grips. If you don't have a pair of these, highly recommend. They will help you a ton with overall grip, not giving up because your grip dies. Actually, look it. What you want to see in your lat pull down is, again, we're still slightly in that scapular plane, which means elbows are slightly tucked. We're not flaring out at the bottom. See a lot of videos like this, we're pulling slightly in. That'll massively improve your connection with your lats on this movement, but also your overall lat growth. So, win.
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout.
Let's talk about pec deck reverse flies. I freaking love these. First things first is, if you have a shirt or a towel or something, put it on here so you're not smashing your face against where sweaty men put their traps. Gross. Very similar to what I've already told you with the lateral raises. Slight bend in the elbows the whole time. The focus of this muscle is your rear delt, okay? Rear delt's not a very big muscle. Don't be afraid to go a little bit lighter and focus heavily on mind muscle connection. You want to imagine it. So like literally go Google like what the rear delt looks like and how it functions and apply that to this. So from here, shoulders down. In this position, your rear delt is stretched. Go ahead and create tension by squeezing down into the scapula and into the lats. And go ahead and, I kind of like to think about slightly externally rotating my hand. It's not really moving, but I'm thinking about it. You're gonna actually start to squeeze. Again, imagining that rear delt doing the work, slight bend in the elbows. I do not care how far back your hands go. If we're doing this, guess what's working? It's now in your traps and it's in your rhomboids. Rear delts are getting off the hook. So slight bend in those elbows, shoulders down and back, slightly externally rotate. That's where you're gonna squeeze. I can only come to about here for max contraction and then fight the return. Let that muscle stretch, but fight that stretch so you have tension the whole time. Squeeze, fight the stretch, but really isolate that rear delt as much as you can. Put that tension there and don't let it go.
Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it.
Get ready to go ride my motorcycle to go get coffee and work a little bit. I'm going to combine those two things together. 33 minutes on Google Maps, but I can probably cut that down quite a bit. Jeez. I pretty much always ride in essentially full gear. The pants I love. I pretty much wear these pants every single time. They're the NBT cargo pants, the OG original one. They have like an updated one out now that I need to try, that I haven't yet. These are men's pants. I did get them altered in the waist and they fit pretty well. They stretch out, but then once you like wash them, they shrink back up, which is really nice. And my jacket today is just a jacket I got on sale from Cycle Gear. It's built and it's an air jacket, so it's super meshy, which is perfect for a day like today. And it also makes me look like I have massive shoulders, so that's fun. Looks way cuter to ride like this, but I like my skin, so let's go ride.
Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Made it to the coffee shop, which is fun. It was a fun ride. Let's go get some coffee. I'm dying. Literally everything I recorded on my GoPro on the way here is shit. It's angled too low. So that's kind of the funny thing about doing all this. I like the editing process a lot, and like the creativity behind recording the content, like finding out what kind of content to record and what people like to see, coming up with the storylines. But when you record something and you go back and the footage is garbage, it's infuriating, but that's okay. We're gonna figure it out and hopefully I'll get some better shots for you guys on the way home.
You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it.
morning or good afternoon or evening or whatever time you're watching this. It is a few days later. I had plans to record a couple things, but I just didn't. Sometimes it's more fun to just enjoy life and be in the moment. We did some dirt bikes. We did some mountain bikes. Yesterday we just chilled. My grandpa came into town, which was really weird because I'm like 24 hours away from, not weird, but it was like we live 24 hours away from our hometown and where all of our family is. So it was just kind of funny that he's like, hey, I'm in the area on a road trip in my motorhome. So that was fun. We got dinner. I'm going to get dry needling done, specifically on my left hamstring. I am pumped but nervous. Left hamstring and adductors have been the major issue in like my non-ability to train well for like what feels like it's coming up on an exponentially long time. I've been training around it, but I can hardly do adduction work. If I do too much adduction work, especially to like focus on growth and high time under tension, it's bad. I can't like move for a few days. Hoping that she can loosen up my hamstring and maybe even my upper glutes. Honestly, a little nervous though, because it doesn't look fun. I'm gonna take you guys with me. Probably gonna wrap the video up with this, oopsies, so I can get to editing it and I have an idea for the next one. One thing I wanted to chit chat with you guys about. Hard time figuring out how to balance like the adventure stuff and the fitness stuff on this account, because it's not like I train for my adventure stuff really. Like I'm still training like a bodybuilder, and I've even had to rework my goals a little bit again since my first video because my body hurts. I just can't train like I used to right now. Do you guys want to see a video where I hit the gym and then also go ride down the mountain a couple times? Like what? Let me know. If you're watching this, give me a comment. If you've made it through me babbling this far, throw me a comment down below and let me know, do you like the combination? Or would you rather me do like, hey, this video is fitnessy, this video is outdoorsy? Anyway, let's go get stabbed by needles. I did not record, partially because I didn't want to ask, but also I was just enjoying the conversation I was having with her. And then also the room was really small, so I don't know where I would have like really set the camera up. Wow, I would do that again, 100%. That wasn't anywhere near as painful as I was anticipating. Like you can feel the muscle like fighting the needle, but you like, there were some spots like she did right at the origin of my hamstring, and that I could definitely, it was a little bit sharper. But most of it was muscular. Like, I don't know, it was really weird, but it was cool. I would do it again. I definitely noticed immediate better hip mobility, like pigeon pose and stuff. So definitely going to focus the next few weeks or days, or 2 weeks at least, on recovery style training. So maybe one glute day per week, one lower body day per week, one upper body day per week, but some yoga, lots of stretching, lots of mobility work, maybe a multi-planar workout, which I'll take you guys through that actually. That would be really cool. We're gonna close this video out here. So if you watched this, thank you for watching. I know it was super chaotic and weird and wild and random, but hopefully I'll have a little bit better direction for the next one. If you have any ideas or have anything you want to see or any feedback, by all means, please feel free to leave in the comments. I would actually highly appreciate that. This was fun. See you next time.